In today's video we're going to be having a little look at the FCE Cambridge exam, and we're going to stick with the grammar, and this time part 2. Alright, so what is part 2 of the FCE grammar? Okay, you will get a small passage, again a gapped text with 8 gaps, except this time they're not going to give you any A, B, C, D multiple choice options. You've got to find the words all by your little lonesome, which is a little bit more tricky. Each of these marks is worth 1 point, same in the first section. And remember to write on your answer sheet when you're write in capitals. Alright, this is another common mistake that people make. So let's have an example. A look at an example of one of these passages. Here we are. So I'm going to read it, and I'm not going to tell you the answers, but if you want you can pause it and try and figure them out. The answers will actually be coming at the end of the video. Phones actually cause interference on the aircraft's radios, which pilots something then hear on their headphones. It's the same noise you'll be familiar if you put your mobile too close to a speaker. This is something of inconvenience. Travelers are asked to switch their phones. Passengers refuse to do this will their phones taken them. Alright, so this is the kind of text you're going to get, and all you've got to do is find the words that go into these gaps. Now, generally they kind of stick to the same kinds of words, and that's what we're going to do now. We're going to, in this video, we're going to have a look at the kinds of words that always come up in these gaps. So first of all, something called relative pronouns, and they love these, and I guarantee in every single pretty much text there'll be at least one of these. Surely. Who, which, what, when, where, whose, why. Okay, all these types of things. They love these WH words. Alright. Also, linking expressions. They like these. In fact, there's one of these in the passage that I just showed you. Whereas, in order to, in spite of, as long as soon as, instead of, despite of the fact. So some expressions there that you should be familiar with. High frequency expressions. As well as this, they'll have really simple words like or an, the, any, some, most, more, and I've got some again. Wow. Each, every, none, one, few. So you see, they're very basic words. They're not anything super difficult. Common verbs. And when I say common verbs, they might be in different forms. For example, have, had, having, do, did, done, doing, make, made, but they're going to be fairly common ones. They're not going to be something extremely unusual, a verb perhaps that you won't know. That's very unlikely. It's going to be something, and that's the problem with this part. You'll look at the gap and you'll be like, oh, what is it, I know this, and you just can't find it, and maybe when your teacher tells you the answer, you're like, oh, what, how could I not get that? And it can be very frustrating. Also, don't forget your modal verbs as well. Can, could, should, shall, may, might, ought to, need to, all these verbs. Remember these, they're also very common. And also, of course, phrasal verbs. They like these. And these are a little bit trickier because, yes, you kind of do have to know them. You know, things like catch up, work up, you know, all this type of thing. Prepositions, oh yeah, drive you nuts with these. There's always lots of these. In, at, on, for, to, out, with, up. And again, when you're looking for prepositions, it quite often can be a part of a phrasal verb again. By, of, from, above, and over, more prepositions that are very common. So you see, they're very basic words a lot of the time. So here we are, back where we started, here's a passage that I wrote. So see if you can find the answers for these gaps. So press pause because the spoiler is coming in a minute. Here are the answers. Okay, so thank you very, very much for watching the video. I hope this has given you something to think about. And now that you know the kind of words that they frequently use in part 2 of your FCE grammar, you'll be able to improve your marks, which is what it's all about. Thank you very much for watching. Bye for now.